A blessed day, viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to the boss with another video. I'm going to share a story with a lady. Them say two sides to a story, but we are work with fear side for now. She say she meet a man out here and she and him married. Zin? And the man say him have family member sell piece of land. She send down the money. Zin? Buy the land and build house pan it. Zin? And right now she's homeless. Okay? She say her husband play her and the whole of them. But me not talk too much about the story. I want to listen to it. Oh, quick thing. Oh, I want to take this time out to apologize to some people about the last video. A lot of you guys said that I didn't sound professional and I was mocking the lady. I wasn't mocking her, but I was just changing my accent just to sound like her. So I sincerely apologize about that to the viewers who I offended. Okay? Take me hats off. If me wrong, and me just take it. Alright? So me go up on the phone now. Empress, so she go talk her experience. She said she want to show her face because she want the world to see how they deal with her. So I go show her face for a while and then now I get back to the audio of the video. And I go ask her some question as usual. Thumbs up the live and share it. I could drive, I could listen.
Okay, so my name is Lorraine Findlay Gale, also known as Empress Irene X.
Okay.
I'm a 54-year-old mother of 11. Currently, I'm a school teacher and I'm also involved in musical production.
Okay, so what is your problem now? You say you have a little issue you want to talk to me about now. What is it about now?
Okay, so my problem now is has something to do with real estate. Real estate fraud, which has turned into extortion. So I'm 54 years old, like I said, and I lived in America for over 30 years. I came to Jamaica here and met a gentleman here by the name of Louis Gale, whom I ultimately got to the United States with me. We have 3 children together. After doing what I felt was enough time in America, I decided that I wanted to come back home to my country to retire, go back to school, start up my production company. In any event, I mentioned it to Mr. Gale, and he told me that he could assist me in purchasing a piece of land and getting a house erected thereon. And being that he was my husband, I didn't think anything strange of it. So he gave me the name of a family member that I was to send my money to get this piece of land for me and start building the house. So I started out by sending $10,000 US to buy the piece of land. When they got the money, the cousin said that he had a piece of land for sale if I would be interested in purchasing that piece. I mean, again, didn't really see a problem with it. We're going in an area where family is, and I haven't been in Jamaica for 30 years, so that seemed like the ideal thing at the time. So I began sending, after I agreed to take the property, I started sending like $10,000 every month to materials and to pay men. But they were supposed to be sending me some papers for the house for me to sign and all of that through a lawyer. 7 months into the project, I realized that nothing is coming to me. And so I basically stopped construction and decided that I wouldn't do anything more until I came to Jamaica and saw that everything was on the up and up. I get to Jamaica and my husband drops me off at the home of a friend of mine, saying that he had to go and talk to his family. 3 days later, he came back with this long sob story of his cousin selling my pickup truck and can't talk right now. Anyway, he told me that he had someplace else that I could go and stay for a while until things were sorted out. Got to the home of a friend of theirs, Mr. Silas's son, and he's in Minard Hill, St. Anne. About 4 months at that property, problems started. My husband started to get abusive. I mean, his whole attitude changed. Now he wanted to hit me and underneath my mother and the whole type of things that men say to women in Jamaica when they want to insult them. When I get to my property now, the very first day that I got there, I was approached by 3 family members of my husband who started making threats, telling me that I do not have nowhere on the property. I mean, no, land belongs to them and house belongs to me, and them want money for land, and if I don't give them money for land, I can't get title for house. Anyway, the argument lasted for about maybe a good 2 hours till machines came out and all type of profanity started going back and forth between my husband and this cousin who allegedly robbed us. So we called the police. The police got there, and we were able to explain ourselves and squash things out on a police on the level of the police, like them telling me that I have to take this matter to court. It doesn't make sense to me to be here arguing and all of that. Okay, so we agreed that we're going to leave this thing alone. I didn't at the time have the money to hire the lawyer after speaking with one and him quoting his price to me. I wasn't in a position. So I stayed on the property for a few months with just about every other week there being some type of argument there. In any event, I had come to Jamaica with 4 children, one of whom had scoliosis. And during this process, my son's brace, which was responsible for keeping his body erect, somehow disappeared off the property. And he developed a very severe curvature in his spine, which pushed me back to America. So I got back to America with my son for the purpose of him going through medical procedures. I stayed there for about a year, and then I came back home to Jamaica again. When I returned to Jamaica again, there still was an issue with my house.
You was living in America, right? For 30
Yes.
years. Your husband, where your husband did live? Out here at the time?
No, he was there with me at the time of the transaction. I met him here and got him to the United States with me.
With you, all right. So when you purchase, when you really purchase, the house or the land?
The land. I purchased a piece of land, a 1/4 acre of land, and built a house on it.
And you build a house on it. I don't have any papers with title and everything.
No, I didn't get a title. All the transaction took place through Western Union. I sent a check to him for $10,000 for the purchase of the land, but every other transaction took place via Western Union. I was told by my husband that the gentleman who actually owned the property was overseas, and that when he came back to Jamaica, he would start that process of getting paperwork together, lawyer to send to me in America for me to sign.
All right, my friend.
And yes.
All right. So when you send money, can give one guy who was selling our land, I want to build a house on the land without getting the title for the land.
Without getting a title for the land, yes.
All right. So looking at this now, all right. So I'm kind of straightforward. I can give you a platform, but I have to be straightforward while listening to you. Okay, that's how I blog. It is. I don't know if you did consider what you was doing. There's no way in this day and age somebody can sell your land and you put up a house on it without getting a title for the property. That is a red flag right there.
It was a red flag. No, I'm not even going to say it was a red flag. The situation with me is that the person who brought this to me was my husband. And my husband was there with me in America. And for me, I trusted him. I don't know these people.
Okay, I understand.
I trusted him. I felt that everything would be okay because this was my husband dealing with his family. So even if something did go wrong, this would be something that he would have dealt with.
So your husband family owned the land, basically?
Right. I sent them $10,000 to buy a piece of land. I wanted it to have a spring on it near a river. So they came back that the property that I was looking for, the money I sent wasn't enough, but they had a piece of land for sale if I would consider purchasing that piece of land.
So where's that family member?
At least to get me started in Jamaica. It's in a place called Dunbarton, St. Anne.
So where's that family member who collect all of those millions of dollars for the property? Where is he now?
He is currently living on my property.
Already rated us. So Walanda, the man take the money from Uno, then and say him selling the land, him live on the property. So Walanda, when he purchased the property, he wasn't living nowhere on it. Or it was just
No,
a
he
family?
wasn't. It was vacant. It was a piece of vacant land.
So since you build up phone house now, income build house pan it, or him live in a phone house now? Me just
He
not understand.
moved into my house and told me that the house is mine, but the land is his. And if I want the title for the property, then I would have to run a money on him.
So it's an extortionist thing then, basically.
Exactly. Extortion.
So you have to pay for the land 2 times then, basically, that him try to say.
Yes, that's basically what he's saying.
Oh God. Why, Empress, this situation, man, this situation is kind of sticky. When I said sticky, it is so sticky. Your husband make a... why? I don't know if it's...
No, he didn't make a bad move. He didn't. As the situation unfolded, I realized that he deliberately set me up.
Who set you up? Your husband?
My husband, yeah. I'm a foreigner. He met a foreign woman,
What?
and that was his entire game. That was the entire game. He played me like a fiddle.
So basically, you're saying that maybe all of that money were sent to the called cousin or family member, I eventually take it, put in a fee pocket. So it was like a scam thing then to set you up.
Yeah, they eventually they planned up to rob me, and he and my husband had some separate deal behind the deal that he and I, the cousin, made, which also ended up being sour, because apparently my husband was supposed to give him some more money for his assistance in scamming me. But since I figured out that something went wrong and stopped everything and stopped my money flow, homeboy didn't have the money to give his cousin when he came to Jamaica. So all hell broke loose.
Jeez, wow.
I was threatened at gunpoint.
Oh God.
My children terrorized.
Oh, wow.
A son of mine was beaten to death at a shelter that we ended up staying at.
What? Where did that happen? In America or Jamaica?
Not here in Jamaica. I mean, when I came back to the island with my son, who was disabled and scoliosis, I still couldn't get access to my house. My husband had taken our 3 children and left them with someone who he knew her and I were not friends. And I had no choice but to go to this woman's house. We ended up arguing over money that she borrowed from me, and my son was beaten to death on her property by her man.
Oh my God.
So my son died because of homelessness. Basically, he has his house. He couldn't go in his house. We ended up at the home of people who wanted money from us as well. And because we didn't have it to give, among other things, my son ended up being the victim of this debacle between me, my husband, and his family over my money.
Oh, my condolences, man. Sorry I have to go through that, because you don't know, you lose a child, and, sorry about that.
It wasn't easy. And then now I went to the property to choose a spot to bury my son, and I was told at that point that if me come back up there, me go see the thing get serious. Gentlemen.
So where your husband then all of this? When all of them foolishness what him there?
He's never around. He's never around. When I do confront him with the situation, he would say something like, that go on? Really?
Jesus, whoa.
How many more things to them I deal with? Madness like that. But then a day or two, he and I might get into some type of argument with him gone underneath my mother. Or I tell myself if you go on about my business. When me there in Jamaica, I hit chitch up around him. If I don't want a woman, I hit chitch up around him.
Your husband has said that?
Yes. And eventually it got physical.
Jeez, God. No, sir.
Till the police got involved and I had to take out restraining order and all of that for my own safety. Shortly after my son passed away, however, I mean, me going through a phase of what I can only explain as depression, not eating, not sleeping, not even bathing, my skin loss of over about 30 pounds. This brethren came to me one day and said that he has a grandfather in Manchester who has a house up here that I could have if I wanted it. It was a good neighborhood and it's someplace that I could bring my children. Right, good community. So I asked him if he took the property. He said no, I had to come and see it first before he could make that decision. And in the interest of peace and just wanting this to be over with, I came out to Manchester. Grandfather gave me the title to the property, and he and I was supposed to go down and get things transferred over into my name so I could restart my life again. Several months in, I was visited by members of his family who tell me that me not know where I need her. You understand? So it's a double whammy. And in the midst of all of that, now one of my husband's friends came here and molested my daughter. So that was another drama in the community. After we called the police, members of the community came down on me naturally. You know the thing you're not supposed to call Babylon and certain things.
So you're not come from up there.
Yeah. So we got threatened and all kind of things again. In any event, the brethren went to court. It was proven that he did do this thing, as there was evidence on my daughter area that something had gone wrong. They sentenced him to a year, and my husband kept trying to come back into the house, come back into the house.
Hold on, the man get 1 year for your daughter?
1 year, that's all they gave him.
Okay.
That's all they gave him. Yeah, they said that it was like his finger inside of her. And so they gave him a year. She was 9 when it happened.
Oh my God.
And
Jesus.
They gave him a year, and even my husband cussed me when the thing happened. Oh, me come in and people in place and I come call people name. And if me know say man I go beat me out here, me for come in a place and I do them things there. One whole heap of madness with my husband and his family. Grandfather came down on me, so they eventually, because I did that, went and took the old man to see a lawyer, had him sign the property over to his sister, so that if anything happened, I couldn't get the property. So I'm just here in Jamaica now with our 3 children, living in limbo, basically. Don't know where to go, come or go. It's like, it's been hard for me to recover from this financially. After my son passed away, that period, like I was saying, I went through major depression, and so my business, everything just ended up getting neglected. And after recovering now, I don't know where to begin. I'm here in this house and I want to get out of it. It's not my place. I need my home, or I at least need some of my money back. The paperwork that I had brought down here to Jamaica to start the case, my husband's family came here, started this large bonfire and burned things. All my documents, checks and everything was burnt. The good thing, however, is that I went to the frauds department, who told me that since the check that I sent here was cashed at an actual check cashing agency, that if I could get an affidavit from the person who cashed the check, that would be enough for them to launch an investigation into the matter. Problem is, I don't know who the individual is. My husband, Louis Gale, knows the check cashing agent that cashed my check and refused to give me the information so that I can proceed. Ergo, we have to say he's involved.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I understand.
You understand? Because the only piece of evidence that I can use in this case to actually get these gentlemen onto the process of just being questioned and maybe even arrested, he is holding that from me.
I understand. Man, if you will back at him, the behind all of this. You know, so when you start telling me the story,
behind it all.
When you start telling me the story and I tell me, say, your husband and Jamaica, me I say to myself, say, Lord God, even once me hear that now, me know, say, and sometimes I come out and talk and people say, oh, you shine bad light on Jamaican, man, and all the way I said thing, and all the way I said thing, and me not say, well, the way I said thing, but once it come on to foreigners, so once you're a foreigner and you come on to Jamaican, man, oh my God, I'm sorry for you. That's the only thing I can put it. I'm sorry for you. Because them are going to find ways and means Fi chop you know. I'm gonna chop the line with you know wicked. Right now, you know live nowhere, you know own nowhere, and legally.
No, I'm not one over here. Me just staying, like me saying, a limbo with one foot in this door and out the door, and I don't know. I have no idea if I'm coming or going, where to even begin. I have 3 children here with me on the island, and just to think about getting them back to the U.S. to get started over again. When I think about it, I'm like, gosh, I might need like $20,000 just to get me started again. Between renewing their passports, getting a place to live, having enough money to live on for maybe even 3 or 4 months. And again, I'm 54 years old. No reputable company might want to hire me at this point. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's just so many things to think about how to begin again.
So question, you use what? Like you're a dual citizenship you have for US and Jamaica?
No, you know, I am still a Jamaican citizen fully. I did not want to become a US citizen. I'm anti-US. It's not as if I took myself up to America. My mom took me there when I was a teenager and I lived there. I happened to find certain success there that I was able to raise 11 children comfortably, and wanted to come back to my country of Jamaica to study law here. Right. That was one of my goals. One of my ambitions, to study law in Jamaica, represent some of the ghetto youths here in Jamaica. I'm originally from Jonestown, and I had to leave there like in the 1980s when that crazy election went on, had family members and friends killed and that whole taboo. So I wanted to come back to Jamaica and do something here. So I didn't take citizenship. I didn't want any issues with that. Okay, thinking that I'm going to actually even take a run in the political arena.
So question,
maybe even run for prime minister.
Yeah, question. What age did you, you're 54. How long now you and that guy married? When did you meet him? Like 10 years ago, 5 years, 6, 7 years?
Our eldest daughter just turned 16 today. So I met him about 19 years ago. And we got married in 2009.
Oh, so he was also having green card, or how that work out?
No, he didn't have any green card. When he came to America, he was actually married to somebody else. When he and I got married, he was married to somebody else still.
So that's bigamy, right? That's a next.
That's bigamy right there. I'd helped him out with the money for the divorce. I gave it to him. It went to the young lady, but they never got divorced. That young woman even came to my house here came to the house that I'm staying here at in Manchester to tell me that me must take up my pick them and go about the business. Man, me know so me all and stretch out and he want to go back to his wife.
You all and stretch out?
Yes. He come here trying to force himself on me a couple of times, and while warding him off, that was a comment that he made to me. Said me all and stretch out and he want to go back to his wife. So I'm telling him to go on. The wife come here now arguing with me, looking at my children, telling me all my children did look good when them come to Jamaica, and if Miss No sister them look good no more, why I'm not take them up and go on back America with them. And I said his mother came here to me and arguing with me about this house that I'm in. It apparently was her mother's. The old man that owned it was her mother's boyfriend. They were never married. The lady stood in the door, King, and said to me, Lorraine, you are a teacher, you are a nurse, you may even be a lawyer. Why don't you just go start over?
At 54? Yes.
This was like 3 years ago, so I was 51 at the time. Mm-hmm. Still, I'm over 50, but that is her feeling on the matter. I'm a teacher, I'm a nurse, and I might even be a lawyer, so I can just go and start over. They left my children and I here in darkness and told me that they would have put on light, but I will not humble myself. So since me not humble myself, they left me in this house with no light and no water. Roof leaking. Okay, this is the place is not as habitable. I mean, we're living here, and we're living, but we're not living. If you understand what I mean.
Don't go to school though. Right?
Am I going to school?
No,
my children?
The children, yeah.
Oh yeah, they attend school. they're all top students as well. I was lucky, to say the least. I was lucky. The children are okay. We get assistance sometimes from members of the community. Okay. Or we got assistance until I got on my feet. It just so happens that during my children's primary school years, not having anything to do, I went and enrolled my children in school after having homeschooled them for several years. And it turns out that they were so advanced that the teachers asked me to assist some other students at the school with reading, bring up their reading levels. And so I started volunteering at my children's school. And after helping a few children, word of mouth, parents just started calling me. So I've been able to establish a literacy reading program here. Wow. That's sustaining my children and I quite well. I mean, on average, I pull in anywhere between 30,000, 40,000 Jamaican dollars. Okay. And I just recently started taking care of a little autistic girl. And another young girl who her father passed away is now living with me. So there's been an increase in my income, which I'm going to be using this excess now to put a lawyer on the case. So I just spoke with a lawyer back in January, Miguel Lorne, who assures me.
My friend, you getting a lawyer? What? All right, tell me, what are you fighting for now? Some money, or you want the house?
I'm actually going to sue for mental anguish, and it is money. After speaking with the attorney, he assures me that I have a very strong case. Okay. So many things have happened to me because of this robbery.
As a blogger, nobody think about going back to the house and the property with the family thing.
No, I don't want to go back there. Yeah. I don't.
Just for your safety and your life, just move on. You know, people lose a lot sometimes, but your life is more important. You can't always gain back. Because you see, from your heart clean and you have ambition, yes, sky's the limit, no matter what age it is. You know what I mean? So, that's why you keep your head up in the department. So that's why I ask you what you want to accomplish getting a lawyer. I'm glad they sign at the house, but the money, which is right, you deserve your hard working money where you work overseas and get scammed by. You know, with this husband of yours, and legally you're in him not married now. That the wedding they
exactly.
want to have.
That's a bigamy case there. So that too the lawyer have to be put on.
Right. So him no saying did married and still forced to get married to you. Although he did say try to push through the divorce thing, but I don't know all that. That is our next argument. But the main point is how them cheat you and how them deceive you. Yeah, them deceive you, man. Them deceive you wicked. So people are so deceitful and you can't trust that. You think, I don't even know if I call this man if a husband. I don't know.
I don't know what to call him. But maybe his name is still on my documents. So until that is resolved fully, then I mean, I don't know. He's a criminal. It is what it is. And like you said, in Jamaica, it's sad that this is the way we are here. For me, I'm a Jamaican citizen through and through. You understand? I had 30 years in the U.S. and there's 6 occasions where I could have gotten a citizenship. You know, it's a 5-year thing, and I chose not to. I'm like, I find it hard for me to hold my hand and swear allegiance to the American flag. I love my country of Jamaica, and I wanted to come to Jamaica and do some great things here. Just because of my childhood experiences, you know, establish my production company working with the ghetto youths, keeping as much of a positive attitude as I possibly can in the rest of my living days on earth here in my country of Jamaica. And this is the welcome home that I got. You understand? I lived in America for so many years and didn't have any of my children beaten to death until I came on my island around my own people for my money. Still, that hasn't discouraged me. I'm not leaving Jamaica. This is my country. And like I said, I have done some videos myself, but it's not as if I have a platform that is well known that I can get the type of viewing that I am looking for. Right? So my husband's name is Louis Lorenzo Gale, also known as Emperor. He's from the Dunbarton St. Anne area. This is the gentleman that orchestrated the entire thing. The cousins whom I sent my money to from the U.S. is Leroy Parry, James Parry, and Clifton Parry. Now, the mother of my husband is also a co-conspirator. I believe her name is Patricia Comrie. Her husband's name is Marlon Comrie, and the sister who came here and stole the property that was supposedly given to me in lieu of my money, her name is Felicia Gale, and she's also from the Dunbarton area. So Miss Patricia Comrie and Marlon Comrie, though, are from Falmouth, Trelawney, and the area that they call Wall Street. I'm asking all of you people to please look inside of yourself and come to the realization that my family has been devastated by this, and we are in need of closure on a number of things, and we also need to start our lives over. I'm here, Miss Patricia Comrie, in your house in Manchester, and I am not comfortable. This 2-bedroom house is not enough to accommodate my family. I have 10 living children and 10 grandchildren. And this place is only 2 bedrooms. The roof is leaking. There's no proper plumbing here, no proper electricity. So we're just sitting here waiting on our lives to start over. I have made attempts, as you say, I say I'm a teacher, and I make enough money that my children and I can live here, okay. But at the same time, I still have other children who need my assistance. I have children who are supposed to be going to college, and one particular child that is currently living on the street. So I'm asking you all, please, I'm begging. I need closure on this. Can you all please return my money to me? Just return my family's property to me so I can start over. That's all I'm asking. Okay, I don't even want this matter to go to court, and you don't have to come up with all of it at once, because I understand that you people are not wealthy, but at least make some attempt to make an arrangement with me to repay me this money, right? Louis, your children are here, and they're not doing as well. I don't know why you have done this to your children. I don't know why you have taken your children's property and given it away to other people. You're not making any type of preparations for them. Bibi is 16 years old. She's an excellent student, right? She needs to go to college. So if things are not resolved in like the next 5 years, your children are going to lose out on a lot, because I don't see how I can manage all of this right now at my age. Right, so I'm just asking you, please, if not for me, for the youths. They don't deserve this. They have. Bibi is great. Negos is excellent. Emperor. They're all good students, straight A students, top students in school. Bibi wants to go to college. Emperor wants to go to college. Negos wants to go to college. Okay, so please return my property to me.
Empress, share the kids and my film.
Yes.
So the man has sabotaged your whole family. The man has sabotaging kids them and him family live it here and it. No, sir.
Exactly. Sabotaging his own children. My daughter Bibi passed for better. Well, I'm not even gonna say better, because she passed for Edwin Allen High School, but it's so far out that I had to pull her out and take her to Homewood. It cost me $20,000 per month just for her alone to go to school, and that is just bus fare and $300 in her pocket afterwards. Right? And when the other children, so when the other children came up for PEP, I just had to tell them to put Homewood on the application as their first choice, because it is one taxi fare away from my house. That's what we could afford. Right. So, they all get in, but I said she is entering into 10th grade next year, and she wants to go to college.
So how much money in total, I think, these people, when I sums it up, how much money in total with house, land?
I sent approximately 70,000 US.
70,000 US. So you're being scammed.
Yeah, I was spending like $10,000 per month.
Over the period where the America when him know your husband, right? Sure.
No, it was over a period of like 7-8 months.
Yeah, 7. Okay,
it's
yeah.
just that, right?
Oh, US.
Like
you have to say US. You have to say US dollars.
Yes.
US dollars. So
yeah, 10,000 US per month I was sending from America.
Right. Okay.
And paperwork was supposed to come to me that I didn't get, so I got suspicious and stopped sending. So had I continued, maybe I would have sent as much as $250,000 US, and this is the same thing that would have happened to me me when I come to Jamaica.
Right. Empress, me hear enough?
Yes, sir.
Keep your head high. Me there for you. Them's a two side to our story still, Empress. So maybe when I put out this, I'm gonna tell you on my channel stay. When I put out this, chances are somebody else from that side might reach out to me and have a different side of story if you talk about. That's how social media is. Two sides to a story with everything.
Yes. I would
aware.
love them too.
Just to make you aware how it works. Because a person over here,
Yeah, man.
and you call them out.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
And you call them
that
out, so
somebody
them over
will
here.
come forward. Yeah, man. I'm saying them number, you call them to and see if them will take an interview from you.
No, sir. I'm not doing something there. I'm going to call them and go tell them I'm going to name my mama. Like how yesterday and tell you. So, I don't want to do that. Make them reach out to me. My number go up on the screen. 277-3254. If they want to have a voice, then can call. You know, that's how it is. I'm not going to call them. Yes, but I'm going to edit it up and put it out there. So between tonight or tomorrow, any one of them there, you're going to see it. All right, so me save the number and share the link with you. And sorry, so you have to go through that, and I hope you win your case.
It's the check that I sent for the purchase of the land was cashed at a check cashing place in St. Anne. I don't know if the person who run a check cashing place in St. Anne, if you remember a virgin by the name of Leroy Parry coming to you with a check for $10,000 to purchase land, and you called me. This is Miss Lorraine from New Jersey. You called me to verify what the check was for, and I told you that I was building a house in Jamaica. Leroy Parry, also known as Lum, also known as Sugar, that $10,000 check, that's the check that I want to get the record of, or at least an affidavit stating that he did come into your establishment to cash that check, and you did call Miss Lorraine Finley-Gale overseas, and she did confirm to you that that's the check was for.
Okay.
And the house again is in Dunbarton, St. Anne. And so this is a check cashing. Whoever owns a check cashing place in St. Anne that Leroy Parry came to and cashed a check for $10,000 US. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, reach out.
All right, Empress. That's our word. Big up yourself. Me fix it up and put it for you. And stay strong for the kids, them. All right? All the best.
All right,
baby.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Yeah,
and blessings.
Yeah, man. Blessings. Cool. Okay. Well, guys, oh God, here we go again. It is what it is. Oh God, I'm speechless. Oh, why? Forget rip off husband. We can't say boyfriend. I'll type of something in this case. Hey, you know what? I'm not saying nothing. Guys, big up on yourself. Click on the live and watch me. Make sure you share the video. And if nobody are watching, know them people, if they want to reach out, platform is here, alright? Big up on yourself, my God.